Hi everyone and welcome to this session on SLAT 2027 application form filling. So got delayed a little bit. It was expected to come earlier, but finally the application got live and the exam is as expected scheduled in the month of December. The deadline is also in December. Up to 4th of December you can apply for the SLAT examination, and as usual there are two dates. You can apply for both the dates or you can prefer one single date for the examination. So in this session what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you understand how to fill the application form, and there are certain aspects which you need to take care of. So that's very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you understand step by step and how do you apply for the colleges as well, because that's an important step for the examination. Okay. But before that, let me talk about EasyApply. Now, EasyApply is a platform where you can apply for different colleges. Their application form can be submitted from here. And while you should be applying from EasyApply Zone, which is also available in Students My Zone, this is where you can also earn rewards up to 10,000 rupees. So you should definitely apply through the EasyApply Zone. The description and the link is also given in the in the description box, so you can click there or you can scan the QR code which is visible on the screen right now, and you can make application for the SLAT through this page itself, and you will earn a reward as well here. So let's move on and figure out how to fill the application form. So the first and foremost is understanding the intake. So we have three different programs at Symbiosis Law School Pune. Two programs each at Symbiosis Law School Noida, Symbiosis Law School Hyderabad, and Symbiosis Law School Nagpur. Okay, so total intake for the Symbiosis Law Schools for the four campuses stands out at 1380. So that's a good number of seats. Yes, there are reservations available for students belonging to scheduled caste category and scheduled tribe category. Also, there is a seat reservation available for Kashmiri migrants and seats available for defense quota as well. Kashmiri migrants, Kashmiri domicile students, there is seats available actually. No further reservations are available. So these are the categories where reservations are available. Even NRI students can apply for SLAT 2027 examination. The most important question is, you fill the application form, you appear for the exam, you top the examination, but will you get shortlisted for the next stage, which is the personal interview? The answer is a clear no. Even if you become the topper of the examination, you will not be shortlisted for the next round of the selection process, which is personal interview, which carries 30% weightage, for the simple reason that it is important to apply for the institutions as well. So we'll see that in the later half of the application form, why I'm saying that you may still not be considered. Okay, so you have to take care of that very important point. Application to the colleges along with the examination is very important. So this is a application where two-stage application happens actually, one for the exam, one for the colleges and the programs. Okay. Dates to remember: the application is open till 4th of December 2026. So you have time, but I would advise not to wait for the last moment, because you will be getting busy with your examinations, which will be coming very soon. Half yearlies, then pre-board examinations, all that happening. The admit cards for the two exams, for the first slot, which is scheduled on December 19, the admit card will be released on December 11. And for the examination, which is scheduled on December 26th, the admit card will be released on December 18. Now, the timing of the test will be communicated to the candidates via the admit cards, but usually it is 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. SLAT is a 60-minute paper with no negative marking. The results will be announced for the shortlist, or for the scores will be released on January 12th, and post that the Symbiosis Law School campuses will notify their cutoffs, and the shortlisted students will be able to book their slots for the personal interview. So that action happens after January 12th. Okay, so January is where by January end your interview process will also start, so that you should not forget. So the first and foremost is to register on the official portal, which is slat-test.org. This is the official portal of the SLAT 2027 examination, the application form. And the first step, like any application form, is to register yourself. You will not be able to log in unless you register yourself. You'll not be able to complete the application form as well. So click here. Basically, the form is visible. The first part, which is very simple, which is register for SLAT 2027, is visible here. You type your full name, you type your email address, you provide your mobile number here, scroll down, submit it. You'll receive an OTP on your mobile as well as email ID. So from whichever source you want to get that OTP, get that OTP and fill it here. So the next step is to fill the 6-digit OTP and click on verify and continue. Okay. So once you have done this, your first registration part gets completed and you'll be entering into the application stage. But a pop-up will appear on the screen which talks about to turning off some of the settings like autofill, auto complete options should be turned off, and then back button of your browser should not be used at any point of time while you are filling the application form. You click on I understand once you have read the instructions, and then your application form, the application filling begins. Actually, the first step is about the basic details. Since you have registered by providing your name, your email ID and your phone number, that detail has already been captured and will come pre-filled. So your name will be visible here, pre-filled. Your email will be visible here, that will also come pre-filled. And your phone number will also be pre-filled over here. So 3 of your details, basic details, will come pre-filled thanks to the registration part. From the drop down, you'll create your date of birth here. So from the drop down, you select the date. From the drop down, you select the month. And similarly from here, from the drop down, you select the year in which you were born. By clicking here, upload file, you can upload your photograph. Passport size photograph is required. You can even use your webcam, the mobile webcam, if you're using mobile to fill the application form, or the laptop webcam or webcam which is attached to your desktop. You can use that and get a real-time picture uploaded over here. If you have a picture already available because you would have applied for CLAT and EILT already, you can use the very same photograph over here and you can upload the file. Okay. Then comes the category part. We are still in the basic details form. Then comes the category part. So there are options available over here. If you are a general category student, if you are an OBC category student, irrespective it is OBC or OBC NCL, you will select open category because there is no reservation for OBC category students. Then scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, person with disabilities, Kashmiri migrants, these all needs to be whichever is applicable to you, you can select it over here. Then your date of birth will be visible. Are you an NRI candidate? That you have to check. If that is applicable to you, select yes and go ahead. You'll have to give the examination as well. Nationality, you'll have to select Indian over here, and then you have to select your educational background. Now, when you select SC or ST, which is applicable to you, they have a clear instruction that the caste certificate issued only for respective state government benefits will not be accepted. Remember, they are saying states issued certificates are not acceptable. State issued certificates are not acceptable if it is only for the state benefits. Okay, which means you should have a certificate in which your caste is also listed in the central government list, basically. Then only you will get the benefit. So this applies to both scheduled caste and scheduled tribe candidates if you are selecting that, if that's applicable to you. For PWD candidates, the list of disabilities covered are given. But the moment you select that, this pop-up will appear. If you answer a yes to PWD candidate, the pop-up will appear over here, and you will get to know which is applicable for you. While they are not asking for the records, but these are the lists available. If that is applicable to you, then only you get the reservation benefits. 3% of the seats are reserved for PWD candidates across, in fact, all Symbiosis programs. So please remember this. Okay. If you're an NRI candidate, you still have to fill the application form. You have to appear for the examination, but your program fees when you study at Symbiosis Law School, that is going to be different. For that, there is a different website, but that's something which is not required at this point of time. You simply select a yes or no, whichever is applicable to you. Okay. Then you have to select your educational background as well. Whether you are studying arts in class 12, commerce, sciences, or any other application, any other stream is applicable to you, you'll select your education background. First preview appears over here. The moment you click save and continue, the first preview appears, which shows your name, shows your date of birth, your admission category, basically your social category, and your education background selected. Then you click here on the checks box, where you are giving a declaration that whatever information I have provided so far, they are correct to the best of my knowledge. And if it is found later, of course, your admission candidates can get cancelled. Okay. It is also advised that you read the entire admission bulletin. That will definitely be helpful. So the first review comes before you go ahead and complete the application form at this stage. The second step of the application form is basically test selection and payment. Okay. So they have increased the fees this time. If you are selecting both the test dates, December 19 and December 26, then the total fee applicable here in this case is 5,100. Now this will come automatically filled actually. So there are two check boxes, SLAT Test 1 and SLAT Test 2. What you have to do is you have to select. If you want to give both, then leave as it is. If you want to give only one of the tests one day only, then uncheck the other one. If you are preferring 19th December, uncheck this. If you just want to apply for one slot, advisable is to apply for both the slots. Best of the scores will be considered for further process. Okay. So if you appear for both the examination, whichever your best score will be, that will appear, that will be considered by the institutions to decide the shortlist. Now, please also understand the scores matter because 70% weightage in the final selection goes to your SLAT score. So don't forget that fact. So that's why I'm advising you should appear for both the dates of the examination. When you are selecting the dates, you have to also select your test city preferences. So preference 1, preference 2, preference 3. And this is applicable for both actually. So for both the slots, you'll have to select. The advice is same as usual. Select the city if that is available in which you are residing. That's the best way to look at it. If not, select the most nearest city of your residence first. Okay. Usually you get your first city preference, but sometimes it may happen you are unlucky. You may have to go to your second preference. So for the very same reason, it is advised that you fill application early so that in case there are less centers, more candidates, you will get that. The first come first preference logic applies over here. So 2,550 is the application fee for each of the slots. Total combined for the two slots is 5,100. You have to make payment first before you go ahead and make selections about the institutions. So what you'll do is you'll select either of the payment modes, payment gateways, EasyBudge, Bill Desk, or you want to do it through a demand draft. Nowadays, there's no requirement for a demand draft. You'll have to go to the bank, get a demand draft issued, then come back, fill the details. Best is to select either of the two payment gateways, EasyBudge or Bill Desk. Bill Desk is quite renowned. I use that to submit my form and then click on make payment. But before you start the payment process, please remember to disable the pop-up blocker in your browser. That's very, very important. Please ensure that you have disabled the pop-up blocker. Okay. Otherwise, that link will not come up. So payment gets completed. Once you have made the payment, you'll get this on your screen, amount paid. If it is for one slot, then 2,550 will appear over here. If it is for the both slots, 5,100 will appear over here. Then what is it for? Test registration fee. The transaction ID will be visible. Date and time of payment will be visible. Click on save and continue to the next part of the application form, which is personal details. The first step is to give information about your gender. Okay, so male, female, others, you'll select from the drop down. Then you'll type your address for the communication. You'll type the address, select state from the drop down, select city from the drop down. For that to happen, you have to first select the state. You will type the PIN code of your city, your residence PIN code over here. Then contact details you have to provide. So first contact detail which you have used for registration, the mobile number is already visible over here, pre-typed. Similarly, your primary email will come pre-typed, the one you gave for the registration part. You have to provide one alternate number and one alternate email ID as well. So that's important. So do remember, you'll be required to have two email IDs and two mobile numbers during the application form. Okay, one is alternate. So use one of yours, use either of your parents. Okay. Then you have to provide details about your education, class 10th, from which board you have completed your class 10th, what was the percentage of marks obtained. Now, use the aggregate of all subjects in your mark sheet. Your class 10th, 12th scores do not play any role in the selection process. The entire selection process is dependent on your performance in the SLAT examination, and if shortlisted in the personal interview. 70% weightage goes to SLAT, 30% goes to personal interviews. So when there are no clear instruction, always give details of all these subjects. Okay, so you'll have to only select board. You have to type the percentage of marks up to one decimal place, then year of passing, in which year you completed your class 10th. For most of you, it will be 2025. For most of you, it will be 2025. Then your class 12 details are to be provided. If you select passed over here, then you have to provide your percentage and year of passing. Let's say you passed your class 12th in 2026. You have already received your mark sheet. So you'll select 2026. You passed in 2025. You'll select 2025. Okay. Year of passing will become 2027 for rest of the students who are still in class 12. And here it will become appearing for the examination, where percentage of marks will not be required because that's not available anyways. You are yet to appear for the board examinations. Okay. Are you a first generation learner? Are you going to become the first generation lawyer, somebody who is going to study law for the first time in your family? Whichever is applicable, yes or no, select from the drop down and from the options given for how did you learn about SLAT? How did you get the information about SLAT? The options are there, select, it doesn't matter as such. Click on save and continue and move forward to the most crucial part of the application form. Remember, I mentioned this at the beginning of the session. Even if you're top scorer of SLAT, you will not be shortlisted for the personal interview unless you have applied to the institutions for the programs. Okay, so you will have to decide whether you want to apply to all the programs at Pune, Noida, Hyderabad, Nagpur, or you can be selective about that. So you can select only one. You may make the payment right now, or you may choose to make it later. The last date for individual schools, Symbiosis Law Schools applications, is given on the page itself. So for the Pune campus, for the date is 7th of January. Okay. So you can apply till 7 January. So you can give the exam in December. You can figure out whether you'll be able to clear the cutoff or not. And then you can go ahead and apply. But remember, the last date is 7th of January. The results are going to be published on 12th of Jan. The results scorecards are going to be published on 12th of Jan. Two of the campuses do not give you opportunity after the scorecards are released. The other one is Hyderabad, where the last date is 8th of Jan. But for Noida and Nagpur, the last date is 14th of Jan. So you can even see your score and then choose to apply, figuring out whether I'll be able to clear the cutoffs based on last year data available actually. So you may choose one program at one campus, or you may choose all programs at all campus, or two programs at one campus. That's your personal choice. So that's a decision you'll have to make. And this is what completes the application process. You may choose to make the payment for the institution and program at this point of time itself, or you may choose to do it later. But I've already given the dates over here. That's visible on the screen. When you will be completing your application, that will also be visible on the screen. Once you complete the submission, do check, come back and check the application form. All details should appear. There is a PDF downloadable available over there in the login platform. If everything appears correctly, then your application form is fully submitted. Okay, so that's how you fill the application form. Do use the EasyApply zone. I have the description box has the details. So you can use that and you can earn rewards while making the application as well. Rewards up to 10,000 rupees. The link is given in description. So that's a simple process of SLAT application form, but be careful about the institutions part. You have to apply to the institutions separately. Otherwise, you will not be considered for the entire process of the selection. Okay. So that's all. Thank you so much. Go ahead, start your application form, fill up early. Don't wait for the last moment. And just a quick reminder, if you have not already submitted your CLAT application form and the LED application form, please do it right now. Okay. So we have also given the link for the EasyApply SLAT application through the in the link as well in the comment box. Okay, so there's no different steps. Simply log into your MyZone, the free MyZone as well, or CL students can log in through their MyZone. You'll see the Easy Zone tab over there. The SLAT link will be available. The process will remain the same. There's no extra steps added over there. You just have to click on SLAT. Okay, so that's all. Thank you so much and all the best.